the very beginning of the story, we see Kevin arriving in Bellwood City, driving his car toward an abandoned factory. He's there because a black market dealer has called him to buy something unusual. Inside the factory, the dealer brings in 3 bikers, who reveal a set of mysterious nanochips made from alien technology. Kevin asks what these chips actually are, but even the dealer has no idea. Sensing something is off, Kevin secretly calls in his friends Ben and Gwen. Since the 3 of them are part of the Ben 10 team, Ben looks at the chips and asks Kevin what kind of tech this is. Kevin admits he's never seen anything like it before. Growing impatient, the dealer asks whether they're here to buy the product or not. That's when the girl who came with the dealer suddenly speaks up. She reveals that Ben, Gwen, and Kevin aren't just random buyers. They're plumbers, members of an interplanetary security force that protects Earth from alien threats. Ben is shocked and asks how she knows they're plumbers. The girl removes her helmet and Ben freezes. It's Elena, his former girlfriend from years ago. Ben remembers how Elena and her father suddenly disappeared back then. Elena is also a plumber's kid, but unlike Ben, she doesn't have any superpowers. Ben asks why she's here and what connection she has with the nanochips. Elena explains that this was the only way she could reach him because her father has been kidnapped and she desperately needs Ben's help. Ben agrees to help her, but suddenly the nanochips activate on their own. Everyone immediately suspects Elena, thinking she set them up. Elena insists she did nothing. Within seconds, the nanochips break free from their containers and begin attacking everyone in the factory. It becomes clear that an unknown man is controlling them from a distance. Gwen and Kevin jump into action, using their powers to fight back. Ben activates the Omnitrix and transforms into Spider Monkey, freezing the nanochips in ice and smashing them apart. Ben tries to capture the mysterious controller by trapping him in ice as well, but the man suddenly attacks Gwen. When Ben rushes to save her, the stranger takes advantage of the moment and escapes. Thankfully, Gwen survives without serious injury. After the fight, they realize Elena is gone. Kevin immediately accuses her of being behind everything. The team returns to their headquarters, where Kevin and Gwen warn Ben that they can't trust Elena. After all, why would someone sell alien tech through the black market just to get their attention? Ben responds that if Elena really is involved, then Grandpa Max owes him some answers. They head to a hidden secret communication center built inside a workshop and begin researching the nanochips. Their analysis reveals something shocking. The chips contain a carbon-silicon-based life form, meaning the nanochips are actually alive. Gwen attempts to trace their origin using her powers, but since the chips are currently inactive, she's unable to detect any energy signature. Just then, Grandpa Max arrives at the base. The moment he sees the nanochip, his expression changes. It feels like he's seen this technology before. Ben immediately senses that Grandpa Max is hiding something. Before he can ask any more questions, the security alarm suddenly goes off. Someone has broken in through the entry point. Using her powers, Gwen quickly tracks the intruder. The team grabs their weapons and moves toward the location, only to discover that the intruder is Elena. Max demands to know why she's there. Elena explains that she needs their help. Her father has gone missing, and she believes he's connected to the alien nanochips. But Max refuses to listen. He knows exactly who she is, the daughter of Victor Validus, the man who once worked on those very chips. Without hesitation, Max orders Elena to leave the base. Confused and frustrated, Ben and Gwen ask Grandpa Max what really happened to Elena's father. Max finally opens up. Victor Validus, he explains, was once the most talented plumber he had ever trained. Together they stopped countless alien invasions. Max trusted him completely, so much so that he was planning to hand over this very base to him one day. But everything changed when Victor was caught stealing alien technology from the plumber's vault. That stolen technology was the nanochips. Because of this betrayal, Victor was expelled from the plumbers, and his name was permanently blacklisted. Ben argues back. He admits Elena hid some things, but Grandpa Max did too, and punishing a daughter for her father's mistakes doesn't feel right. Max responds firmly. The entire Validus family is blacklisted, and any contact with them is forbidden. Ben refuses to accept that. In his eyes, his friend is in trouble, and she might be the key to finding both the nanochips and the enemy controlling them. But Max won't budge. He directly orders Ben not to help Elena. Ben refuses the order, choosing his own path. Ben takes Grandpa Max's bike and rides off to find Elena. He tells her that from now on, he's helping her locate her father, no matter what. Together, they head toward the place where Elena first discovered the nanochips. Meanwhile, Kevin is back at headquarters, trying to uncover information about the stolen nanochip project. He attempts to access Victor Validus's files, but every record is locked. Grandpa Max has sealed them all. Frustrated and suspicious, Kevin decides to hack into the system, especially after Max avoided answering his questions earlier. Elsewhere, the truth is revealed. The mysterious man who attacked Ben and the others is none other than Victor Validus himself. As Victor walks through a deserted area, 2 thugs attempt to rob him. Without hesitation, he releases a swarm of nanochips, sending them into the men's bodies. The chips take control, turning them into puppets under Victor's command. Back on the other side of the city, Elena leads Ben to a place her father used to visit often. She explains that in the days before he disappeared, her father had been acting strangely. When she followed him, this was where he came. They enter the building, and Elena reveals the truth. This was her father's old laboratory, a place he never allowed her to enter. At the same time, we see that Victor is already there. Moments before Ben and Elena arrive, he quickly packs up the equipment from the lab and ships it out using a ship-it courier van. By now, Victor has already taken control of many people. Ben and Elena enter Victor's laboratory, where Elena explains that this is where her father used to study the nanochips. Ben notices countless handwritten notes scattered across the lab. It becomes clear that Victor wasn't just studying the chips, he was upgrading and developing them. Elena refuses to believe it. She tells Ben that her father always said these nanochips were extremely dangerous. He even warned Grandpa Max about them, but no one believed him. Elena then realizes something else. Earlier, the lab was filled with nanochips, but now they're all gone. That can only mean one thing. Someone has already taken them. Ben finds a ship-it courier invoice at the lab. This makes him suspect that Elena's father has a connection with ship-it, or worse, that the nanochips are being shipped somewhere. Suddenly, a group of people enters the lab. One look at them, and Ben and Elena understand the truth. They're all under the control of the nanochips. The controlled workers attack them. Ben tries to activate the Omnitrix, but it doesn't respond. With no powers and no backup, the only option left is to run. They escape on their bikes, but Elena's bike crashes to the ground. Ben pulls her onto his bike and speeds away, barely escaping with their lives. As they ride, Ben tells Elena that their next stop has to be the ship-it center. That's where they'll find proof about her father. Back at headquarters, Kevin finally manages to open a hidden nanochip file. Inside, he finds a recorded interrogation video. In the footage, Grandpa Max is questioning Victor Validius. Victor insists that he was never selling the chips. He explains that he was researching them because they were extremely dangerous and part of an enemy's larger plan. But Max didn't believe him. After lab testing, the tech was labeled as harmless alien technology. Now Kevin and Gwen finally realize the truth. Elena wasn't lying. Her father really did disappear, and the nanochips must have activated, just like certain insect species that can remain dormant for years before coming alive. Using the nanochip's energy signature, Kevin tracks their location. The signal leads straight to the ship-it distribution center, the same place Ben and Elena are heading. Without waiting for Grandpa Max's permission, Kevin and Gwen decide to go after them. When they arrive at the ship-it distribution center, everything looks normal at first. It seems empty, almost too empty, but when they check the shipping records, the truth hits them hard. Thousands of packages have already been shipped across the world, and every single one of them contains nanochips. At that moment, they realize the horrifying reality. The entire planet is now in danger. Just then, a ship-it worker approaches them. He's clearly under the nanochip's control. He orders Kevin and Gwen to stay and join them. Kevin responds with a powerful punch, knocking the worker back. They jump into their car and try to escape, but the controlled worker commands the nanochips to attack. Kevin floors the gas and speeds away, but the nanochips chase them, transforming into different shapes as they launch relentless attacks. While Ben and Elena are searching for the ship-it distribution center, they suddenly hear the sound of Kevin's car in the distance. Ben instantly realizes that something is wrong. Moments later, Kevin's car crashes after being attacked by the nanochips. Kevin and Gwen manage to escape safely. When they look around, the nanochips seem to be gone, making them believe the danger is over. But suddenly, the chips attack from above. Terrified, Kevin and Gwen brace themselves, just as Ben and Elena arrive at the scene. Ben activates the Omnitrix and transforms into Humongosaur, charging straight into battle. The nanochips shift into different shapes, surrounding Humongosaur from every direction. Even then, Ben manages to break free. But destroying the chips isn't easy. With no clear strategy, Ben uses Kevin's damaged car to smash into them, finally destroying all the nanochips. Back at headquarters, Grandpa Max begins receiving urgent reports from plumbers all around the world. Alien attacks are breaking out everywhere. Soon, Ben and the others arrive. Max warns them that the global alien threat is escalating fast. Ben immediately recognizes the cause. These are Victor Validus's nanochips, and they've fully activated. As they watch, the remaining chips inside the base suddenly come alive as well. Max is confused. He can't understand how this is happening. Kevin quickly tracks their locations and discovers the terrifying truth. The nanochips are spreading across the entire world at an alarming speed. Everyone realizes how serious the situation has become. Then Ben remembers something important. Every person controlled by the nanochips kept mentioning the same word, the queen. Kevin explains the idea. Whether it's a beehive or an ant colony, there's only one queen. She lays the eggs, gives orders, and controls the entire colony. That's when Ben gets it. He explains that if they can destroy the queen nanochip, all the other chips will shut down, and everyone under control will return to normal. With that plan in mind, the team begins searching for a way to locate the queen. Later that night, as Max continues researching the nanochips, one of them silently crawls onto him. Hours pass. Ben goes to Max's office for help with map analysis, but Max isn't there. Suddenly, Max attacks Ben. Ben screams, trying to remind him who he is, but Grandpa Max has already fallen fallen under the Nanochip's control. Kevin is forced to knock Max unconscious. When Max wakes up, his words send chills through the room. He claims he's fine, but now the goal is to take over the entire Earth, and all plumbers will soon be eliminated. Before anyone can stop him, Max presses the emergency exit button and escapes. Shocked and shaken, the team realizes they have no choice. Ben declares that they must find the Queen. Wherever the alien Queen is, that's where they'll find Elena's father and Grandpa Max. Kevin asks how they'll track her down. Ben pulls up the global spread map and points out something strange. Despite having a low population, Missouri shows extremely high nanochip activity. When Gwen researches the area further, she discovers that Shipit's World Distribution Center is located there. Everything clicks. That means the chips are being produced and shipped from Missouri, and the Queen must be there too. The only problem? Missouri is far away, and their car is destroyed. That's when Kevin takes everyone to his garage. He reveals a custom-built supercar, a gift he had secretly built for Ben's birthday. With no time to waste, the team jumps in and speeds toward Missouri. The car is insanely fast, allowing them to reach their destination in just a few hours. They arrive at the Shipit Distribution Center in Missouri and immediately notice something disturbing. Everyone there is already under the Nanochip's control. Moving carefully, they sneak inside the facility. Gwen starts moving toward Grandpa Max, but Ben quickly stops her. He explains that if they're discovered, everyone inside the facility will be alerted because all of them are still under the Nanochip's control. Staying hidden, the team sneaks deeper into the Shipit factory, where they witness something terrifying. The factory is producing nanochips on a massive scale, millions of them. That's when they realize the horrifying truth. The plan is to enslave billions of humans across the world. They soon spot Victor Velitas at the center of it all. Even worse, the nanochips are being created directly from his body. Everyone turns toward Elena in shock and anger. They accuse her of knowing the truth all along, but Elena breaks down and says this isn't her father anymore. Whatever Victor has become, he's no longer human. He's turned into a monster. Now everything makes sense. The Queen nanochip is inside Victor. Kevin and Gwen tell Ben that the factory must be stopped, and that means Victor has to be destroyed. They argue that they can't risk the lives of billions just to save one man. Elena begs Ben, reminding him of his promise to save her father. Kevin admits the choice is painful, but one man has already become the reason countless people could die. He adds that if Grandpa Max were in Ben's place, he would make the same decision. Ben responds quietly but firmly. He doesn't know what Grandpa Max would do, but he knows what he has to do. Ben explains his plan. The nanochips being shipped worldwide haven't been activated yet. If he can stop the Queen before that happens, everyone can be saved. And since the Omnitrix has already scanned the nanochip's DNA, Ben can transform into a nanomechanical organism just like them. Kevin warns him. He's never tried anything like this before. Gwen adds another danger. Every chip follows the Queen's commands. If Ben transforms and the Queen takes control of his mind, he could become her most powerful slave. Ben takes a deep breath. There's no other choice. He says he has to trust his luck and the Omnitrix. Suddenly, a controlled worker attacks Elena. When she fights back, the alarm is raised, and everyone in the factory becomes aware of their presence. Ben tells the others to hold them off. Activating the Omnitrix, Ben shrinks down, transforming into a tiny nanomechanical organism, no bigger than a chip. Flying through the air, Ben reaches Victor and enters his body through his nose. Inside, the Queen senses him immediately and attacks his mind. Ben screams in pain as she tries to take control, but he refuses to submit. Fighting through the agony, Ben strikes back. Outside, Gwen, Kevin, and Elena battle wave after wave of controlled workers. Inside Victor's body, the fight between Ben and the Queen reaches its peak. The Queen promises Ben that together they can rule the entire world. Ben ignores her words. The Queen captures him and activates all the nanochips at once. Outside, the team is completely surrounded. They have no idea what's happening inside Victor. Mocking Ben, the Queen tells him that defeating a drone like him is easy. Ben looks her straight on and says, "I'm not just a drone, I'm human too." With one final attack, Ben destroys the Queen. Instantly, all the nanochips shut down. Every controlled human returns to normal. Ben escapes safely. Victor Velitas collapses, but slowly returns to his human form. The nightmare is over. Confused, people around the world return to their lives, unaware of how close they came to total disaster. Ben reunites with Grandpa Max, relieved and happy to see him safe. Victor and Max both accept their past mistakes. Gwen smiles and says they have a leader who's not just powerful, but kind-hearted. Elena officially becomes part of the team. Together, the four of them drive away, and with that, Ben 10, Alien Swarm comes to an end. One man, one choice, and the fate of the entire planet. Ben risked everything to save everyone. If you love epic alien battles and hero stories like this, hit that subscribe button, smash like, and share this with a friend, because this is just the beginning.